Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are completely new to AI engineering or you have just started experimenting with large language models or you have heard terms like Llama, Ollama, LangChain, Agents, RAG and don't know how they all fit together, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will understand what a large language model actually is, what Ollama does, how Python communicates with a model, why that approach quickly becomes limiting, and finally, why frameworks like LangChain even exist. We will also build the same application twice using pure Ollama and then using LangChain. And you will clearly see why developers prefer using LangChain when building real-world applications. Let's get started. Before we talk about LangChain, we first need to understand the most important component in AI application, that is model. Any LLM application, the basic concept is there is a model, okay? This is what we call as an LLM model. User gives it a input and then the model provides an output. Of the model, you have probably heard words like ChatGPT, like GPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, Kivin, Mistral. These all are large language models. Think of model as a brain of your AI application. Its job is very simple. You give it a text. Okay, so this would be your input text. It predicts the next tokens and eventually those predicted tokens become your final response. This is all what a language model does. It simply takes your input, predicts the new tokens, the next tokens, and then based on that provides you with a actual string. This model, this one is not able to interact with internet. It doesn't have access to it. It doesn't have access to APIs or any of your company's data. Okay, to your database. It doesn't have access to all this stuff. So now the next question comes is how do we access models? How do we actually run models? So if we want to run models locally, we can use software to download the models, manage them, load them into the memory and expose an API so our application can use them. That is exactly what Ollama does. Do notice that Ollama is not the language model. Okay. So on this machine, if you go on to command prompt, we are able to see that Ollama is already there. Okay. And now suppose Ollama is only a provider, right? So we can download models using Ollama, pull and then the model name. Okay. If we want to check all the local models which are available, then these are the local models available. Okay. Gamma 2B, which is of Google, Kivin, it is of Alibaba, I guess. And then we have Llama 3.1, which is of Meta. If we want to say run Ollama Llama 3.1 latest, we simply put Ollama run and the model name. Okay, and we can simply say hello. We are able to get the response from the Llama model using Ollama. Many beginners don't realize is that Ollama is actually running as a web server on your computer. By default, it listens to port 11434. Okay. And if we simply say localhost and then the port number, which is 11434. Okay, so you are able to see Ollama is running. So Ollama is running on our local port. Okay. When our Python application wants to talk with model, it simply sends an HTTP post request. So we will take a look at the code. As you are able to see, first we are importing JSON and request. In Python, if you want to send any request, maybe a GET request, any HTTP request, basically you use request. If it is not there, you can simply do pip install request. And it is okay if you are not able to understand this code as of now. In the next videos, we are going to go into details. So this is the Ollama endpoint. Okay, so this is our local host. This is the port on which Ollama is running. And API chat, this is the actual endpoint. So this is our complete URL. As we have said, we are going to send an post request. So we need to require the payloads. So here we are using model and the model is Llama 3.1 Retest. So this came from here. Okay, when we did Ollama REST, we got all the models which are locally installed on our machine. Then the second thing is messages. So when we talk with any model, we send certain messages. In LangChain, we are going to deep dive into the various types of messages. Okay. So here the message is simple. We are stating the role. So that is a user and then the content of the message. So we are just putting like what are the three things to do in Python. And then I have also written that answer in short. Okay. Then we are using streaming false. If stream is false, Ollama waits until the complete response is generated. If it is true, then tokens are streamed one by one, exactly like ChatGPT typing its response. Okay. In this request, we are actually sending the post request where we have like request.post, the URL and the payloads. Okay. And in the response variable, we are getting the payloads. Sorry, in the response variable, we are getting the response for the post request. So now we will run this code. Okay. So as you are able to see, we have received the response. So it states here are the three fun things. First is create a game. We can build chatbots and also we can write program that generate funny stories. Okay. So basically this is how we are able to interact with model. Okay, so what it did was basically, yeah. So basically what happened was here it was Ollama, okay, which was running, okay. And Ollama was giving us API request, okay. So these are simple REST API request, okay. And then it is communicating at the backend with model, okay. For our case, it was Llama 3.1. So we should properly understand that Ollama is just as an interface using which we are able to interact with models. And then this API we are joining to our Python code. Ollama is like an interface which provide us API using which we are able to interact with the Ollama model. Sorry, with any of the models like Llama 3.1. So now if I put something like uh, who won IPL 2026, okay, and now if I execute this code, it is stating that there is a small issue. IPL is an annual tournament as per my knowledge, which is until 2022. So basically, what is happening is the every model will have one cutoff date. Okay, so it has knowledge only till that date. If we are asking it anything which is not in its pre-built knowledge, then it won't be able to answer. So for it, we need to use tools. Okay. And to access the tools, we are going to use LangChain framework. If I ask what is today's weather, it doesn't know. If I ask search my company's database, it can't. If I ask book me a meeting, it can't. Because the model has no access to external systems. So we need something that sits between our application and the model. Something that can manage the prompts, call the Python functions, connect to database, maintain conversations, and orchestrate everything. That is exactly where LangChain comes into the picture. According to the LangChain documentation, An agent is essentially a model wrapped inside a configurable harness. A harness is responsible for things like the system prompt, tools, middleware, and many other capabilities. The important point is that LangChain is not another model. It is a framework that builds application around the model. So this would be a agent. Okay. It will have LLM model. It will have its own internal memory for maintaining the conversations. It would have a system prompt. Okay. And it would also have guardrails. Okay. So that would be like guardrails. Okay. And a user would interact with the LangChain agent itself. Okay. Suppose here is the user. Okay. And then we can provide it access to various APIs, then your database, to your file structure using RAG. So this is how a basic LangChain agent would look like. Okay. So now we will build a small application or maybe a small agent itself. Okay, so this is the very basic LangChain code. If you are not able to understand this code as of now, it is okay. In the next videos, we are going to understand each and every line of the code. Okay, so I am now just showing you. So here we are using the LangChain module. Okay, the LangChain library itself. We are using the for LangChain and Ollama interface. We are using LangChain Ollama. Okay, then we have set model and the temperature. Okay, so here we are simply creating an agent. Okay, and we are providing it model. So in future we are going to provide it tools and memory and everything. Okay, and then we simply invoke the agent.invoke, and then the messages. So here one type of message is human message. Okay, and we are asking it the same question. Okay, and so I will just execute this code. Okay, so this is the final response. As you are able to see, it is like content equals to, and then this is the actual response which we have got from the AI. Okay. Also, there is certain metadata like what model we have used, when this response was created, eval count, and the token count and everything. In future videos, we are going to add middleware for guardrails, for doing validation of the input that is going to a model or the output of the model. We are going to learn how to maintain a conversation history, how to provide internet access, and provide it RAG access and everything. For a simple question and answer program, both the applications work. Either approach is perfectly fine, but once you need your AI to interact with external tools, follow rules, or become part of a larger application, you will quickly benefit from an agent framework. That is why we are running LangChain. In next video, we will start exploring the 4 core model blocks of every LangChain agent: the model, the system prompt, tools, and guardrails. Once you understand these building blocks, building agents becomes much more easy. Okay. So see you in the next video where we try to understand what a model is, what a system prompt is, how we define the guardrails, and also how we provide it access to various APIs, database, rack systems, etc. using the tools. Bye everyone. If you have liked this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.